Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brandon Eisner, the leader of market research and insights for CBRE for Florida. And this afternoon, I'm with David Murphy, Executive Vice President of Industrial Logistics in Central Florida. David, it's great to have you here. Everybody wants to know what's going on, but I'll start off. In Orlando, obviously, there's been a lot of issues with job loss because of this pandemic. A lot of people are employed in leisure and hospitality sector, which have seen significant losses. But I hear that the industrial market is zooming along very well. So what are you seeing on the streets in the middle of doing deals?
Thanks, Brandon, and thanks for having me. You make a great point. In industrial in Orlando, we've been actually stronger post-COVID than we were pre-COVID. And you look at our industrial market, we should be heavily hit because we were reliant, probably 20% or so of our entire industrial base was related to the convention services industry or the attractions or the hotels and just suppliers in general that are in that field. What has transformed our market is e-commerce. So if you think about e-commerce, Brandon, in 2019, 16% of the retail penetration was done online. Then in 2020, we had predicted that to grow to 19%. However, in the COVID environment, quite a few people went e-commerce. And that took the e-commerce penetration rate of retail sales up to almost 30%. What that's done is driven a lot of industrial demand into secondary markets like Orlando and Tampa, and particularly the Lakeland area, which is the I-4 corridor that connects the two major areas of Tampa and Orlando. We've seen a lot of industrial requirements come in because people now want a to Florida from Florida distribution model, which means the hub of the distribution for the state of Florida is now in Central Florida, and then you have smaller spokes that go out to the smaller markets. So while COVID hasn't been great for anyone, the industrial market has actually performed stronger post-COVID than we had pre the pandemic.
Well, that's incredible. And what's interesting when you bring up retail, we completed a report recently on retail space being converted into industrial space. Now, this is a trend that's been mainly in the Great Lakes regions, but is this something that we've seen yet in the Southeast or could expect to see down the road?
Absolutely. We already have e-commerce providers moving into the Central Business District of Orlando, and they're looking at other retail facilities because these retail buildings close in would make great last mile fulfillment centers, close to population density, big parking areas where you can stage trailers and the vans that deliver the product out to the end user. So I think we're going to see more of that. The retail properties that are situated with good access to highways, they're going to make great last mile distribution centers if that is a possibility. So yeah, we do think you're going to see more of the industrial go in. If you think about industrial in Central Florida over the last 20 to 25 years, most of the facilities have been outside of that population area, right? But now it's all about getting product to a user. Think about 5 years ago, you would expect something that you ordered off of a catalog to show up in 2 weeks, right? Now it's 2 days. You want 2-day delivery. Soon it will be 2-hour delivery. And as those delivery times continue to get compressed, you need to get the product closer into the end user. And that's where we can see that retail applicability coming in the near future.
That's amazing. All right, now it's time for the lightning round. I hear that you're a hockey guy. So what's your favorite hockey team?
So I grew up in Western Pennsylvania. I'm a huge Pittsburgh Penguins fan. Go Pens.
Nice. I also hear you're a car enthusiast. What's your favorite car if money's no object?
So money's no object. I'm a huge Tesla fan, and I actually owned a Tesla in the past, but I've also got 4 boys, Brandon. So I had to trade the Tesla in, and now I've got a Ford Expedition. So not quite the same vehicle, but much more practical for me and my family.
Fair enough. No one can argue with that answer. So again, I'm Brandon Eisner. We've been with David Murphy, 3 Minutes With. Thank you.
Thanks.